There's a chance I might be going out on a boat. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. We will see, because I don't know if I have sea legs. But I like an adventure. So we'll just go see. We'll go see, eh? So we're going to go out on the boat this morning. We're just loading everything up at the moment, and then we're going to make our way down, get in the little boat to get us into the bigger boat, to then go and see the amazing seaweed farm and the realities of doing this as well. And we've just been unloaded now and getting everything ready to go. There we are. There's the equipment going down to the dock, and that's going to end up going on the boat where we're going, and then we're doing the last bit of carrying some down as well. Just brought some stuff down, ready to go out to sea. We're going to go on a little boat, which will take us out to a bigger boat over there, and then yeah, we're going to have some fun, I think. Yep. Just brought. Yeah, so this was the point where I pretty much stopped filming, as I had to grip onto the side of the boat. But when we got across, it was an amazing sight to see. You can see Ramsey Island and St David's, and as you can see here, we're starting to film now some of the work and the maintenance, and where I can pick back up on filming once we were at location. It's huge as well.
This is the start of this year, yeah.
My God, I could see it underwater. It's absolutely massive. You're just cutting the tops off here, but actually, there's a hell of a lot here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's part of the maintenance side then, before you even get to do the harvesting of what you're trying to do.
So we're going to check the chain now. So on the end of this buoy, there's some chain going down.
Yeah.
And then there's also the headline attached. So that green line there is the headline that goes along. Everything's hung off that. Basically, if this chain goes, the whole end of this farm will go. So we need to make sure this chain's...
This is your anchoring point.
Yes, yeah.
Right, okay, amazing. Well, I feel like I need to get my hands dirty and actually get involved, so...
Should be about now. Early spring. We hopefully keep harvesting throughout the year then until we reseed in the next October.
So you get multiple harvests then of one piece?
Yeah, the idea is that we leave a third of the plant to grow, and then it'll keep growing then throughout the year. So we're basically composting it, so we can hopefully get 2 or 3 harvests at the same piece.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there an average length you end up taking off a piece? Yeah, meterage wise?
Yeah, probably up to like 2 meters. Well, I'd say maybe up to 4 meters
Per piece?
per piece of
Wow.
sugar cane or weed, yeah.
And that they're out there growing right now then?
Baby sugar.
Yeah, so you can.
Oh wow.
That's what they talk about putting in salads and things like that. So it's really nice and crunchy.
Every species of seaweed in the UK is edible. We currently grow about 14 of them, naturally settling on our lines that we harvest and sell in the shop. For us to eat.
Excess growth will need to come off, but anything usable will be taken off and stored and taken back to the Car-y-Môr site for drying out and then use. But it's amazing to see the different types of wildlife on there.
Scallops
Yeah.
have a crazy amount of eyes. I don't know the exact number. So along with the seaweed, this is our shellfish farm here, and we're currently growing mussels and scallops. We have had some native oysters that we sold for a restoration project. And locally, you can see there's a lot more mussel spat falling compared to the first few years when we first started. There's definitely more spat around in the area. And it comes and goes different years, but I think having the mussels here in the first place to help the population has got to help. We're also creating nurseries and habitats for juvenile fish and crabs. So hopefully locally it'll also positively impact the fishing and just availability of stock here as well. So.
And I guess you have seals here, you also have dolphins that are around. I've seen a ton of seabirds here, so they must all be benefiting from this as well as part of it.
Yeah, you'd hope so. Obviously, we're fairly careful with where we put the farms. They're out of the way, they're fairly secluded. We see seals swimming around quite often, and they're more than happy with it. They'll come and literally rest on the lines, and the seabirds will land on the buoys, and the dolphins will swim right past. So I think they know it's there as well, which is nice. But I think it creates a habitat, like I said. So looking at it from the surface, it doesn't look like there's much going on. You go underwater and you look at it, and it's beautiful, the amount of things growing there. And you can imagine if you're a seal living underwater, it's going to be a nice little playground for you. So viability is quite hard in farming. A lot of the most viable farms will be larger farms that are producing a lot more because the margins get a bit better. And it's the same for us here. With small farms, the cost of running the boat isn't yet covered by the farms because they don't produce enough. So I think ideally we'd have a few more lines, slightly bigger farms, which we're aiming to do this year. We'll be producing more stock, so mussels for me are my favourite thing to grow, and I think are the easiest to the market from the farm because they're widely used. But in the future, hopefully seaweed will be the new thing.
With the mussels, how long from going in till being able to harvest? How long does that take?
It's about 18 months.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So from the seed is in the water naturally, so it's similar to some of the species of seaweed where they're in a planktonics phase in the water. They'll just be floating around. They'll be looking for something to settle onto. So what we'll do is we'll put out some fluffy ropes which they'll settle onto, and then about 6 months after that, we'll strip them, resock them onto a different type of rope, and then on-grow them then till they're sizable, which is about 18 months from first settling.
With the here what they're doing is taking some of the mussels off from the line to send off for testing to make sure they're safe for consumption. Give me some species of kelp.
So sugar kelp, oarweed, forest kelp, wing kelp. So they're all here naturally, and
Right.
we seed from hatcheries, sugar kelp, oarweed, and forest kelp. Yeah. Then also here is that settles naturally is dulse lava, as you've seen. Yeah. It's a prolific area, isn't it? And the thing about it is because there's fast flows, the profile of the water is a relatively constant temperature, and the nutrients which make it perfect for growing over many months. Whereas if you are in calmer waters, in bays and things like that, you're prone to fouling, which means that that it'll grow, and then lots of various animals and other plants will land on it and devour it. A bit like your cabbage patch at home, and the butterflies come in.
Take
and
it
it's
over.
gone. Yeah, so that's why this is very, very, very good site for the seaweed.
Got like a guaranteed crop coming
Yeah. So then, the main thing is this multi-species. So it's like when I was a lad, mixed farming. So your farmer did cows, sheep, turkeys, chickens, the lot. So obviously the tendency in all agriculture and aquaculture, which I grew up in, is all goes to monoculture, because to get in intensity, it's easy if you're doing one species. But obviously environmentally, now in hindsight, that clearly has its issues. Yeah. So the trouble with trying to do multi-species and different, you got seaweed and you got shellfish, is you've got so much more going on. So in order to set it up and make it viable, you've got to bring so many more skills to the party. Yeah. Again, if the analogy, you go back to your mixed farm, the farmer and his family would have to know how to pluck turkeys, how to lambs.
Yeah, lambs on lamb sheep. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. Look after chickens. Grow barley and wheat.
Yeah, be a vet.
The whole lot.
Yeah.
Whole bloody lot. Yeah. Whereas obviously, specialization, you don't need generations of knowledge to do it all. So the challenge of trying to do it multi-species is we got to learn all this stuff, but also learn it out in the sea, which just by the very nature of being here means when you've got a field, you can go out every day of the week.
Yeah.
And all right, it's raining sometimes, the wind's blowing, but I'd say at least a third of the time, probably half of the time, you can't access your farms. So it gets more and more critical, and that's why it's harder and harder to succeed. On top of that, even just the equivalent of walking down your field and checking your sheep, here you've got to get a boat, you've got to get two people, you've got to 200 quid later, you're out, So,
Well, it's been about an hour, and you've been able to do was it 3 or 4 checks?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of time pressure on it as well.
Yeah. It's everything about it is caused difficulty. And to what you said earlier, one of the reasons to have these inshore sites, and one of the reasons for getting extensions, is so you can show and demonstrate to people what it's about. But in its own way, you almost need a separate crew, a separate boat in order to do that, and separate funds to pay for it. Yeah. Whereas we're yet again trying to do everything, which means we don't. The farming suffers. Yeah, because it's a lot easier to take someone out and have a chat with them than to actually figure out what's wrong with that chain.
Well, you've paid me good work today as well. Give me special thanks to Car-y-Môr for being a guest on the show, and if you want to see the full-length episode, then have a look on GreenWales now.